this?
Communist Party.
Communist Party in America?
Yes, there is one.
Really? And how successful is it?
We're a token. We're here just to let people know it's still around.
So do you want it to get bigger and better?
We're trying to get bigger.
Bigger, not better?
Better would be fine too, but
What would be the communist definition of better communist?
one that doesn't get overthrown.
Okay.
We had a bad run over in Europe.
Well, that's true. Actually, all around the world, it never
The
happened.
Chinese are doing great.
Doing great?
So are the Vietnamese.
Really?
Right.
And what's the definition?
North Koreans have just popped out as big pieces.
Oh my God!
See, they painted them wrong all these years.
But what is
a troublemaker?
But-
Where are you coming from?
But when they're saying,
what class are you representing?
I'll tell you in a second. But when you say, when the communists were doing great, what's the definition of a success of communists? Like you said, in China, in Vietnam, in Indochina.
Well, if you can reduce and eliminate poverty, provide
It happened in China, right?
education.
It happened in China,
It's
right?
happening. I mean,
In
the
China.
United Nations says
On the Mao Zedong.
China. Oh no, not on the Mao Zedong.
But that's what communism. Now it's capitalism.
No, it's not capitalism
No.
now. If it were capitalism, the United States and China would be lovey-dovey. But we don't call them a capitalist. They're world trade
That's so loud.
organization status is not free market capitalist economy. They're considered a controlled, what they call themselves, that they are a capital. There's a capitalist element in China, but they're controlled by.
Are they confusing you?
We won't win a lot of people that way.
Well, that's not what they think, I
We
guess.
have to have discussions.
I know.
So where are you coming from? The right, the left?
No,
the middle?
I came from USSR originally.
From what?
USSR, you know, the
Oh,
country that is
you
in
guys
Union
fought with us for years.
Union
I
of
think
the
you
Soviet
financed us.
Socialist
Yes.
Republics.
I think we even spied for you back in the 50s. We got the bomb for you.
I know. Rosenberg's, yeah, I know. Actually, it's a good thing that they got in the electric chair. That is the right thing to do. Not that we learn more about history and more materials are coming out of secret vaults. We know that they did actually give the bombs blueprints to the Soviets. That is true. No, you don't think so?
The same thing happens no matter who's in charge. When the communists are in charge, the documents are all, oh, here, look. Now the Yeltsinites and Putin guys are in charge. They want to make the old communist system look bad because they don't want people wanting to go back to it. So let's just change them in our way.
So communism was good, you think, right? In Soviet Russia.
It didn't work out if it was.
Oh, okay.
You have to consider how it started off. It wasn't supposed to start off in some backward, nothing about your country now. None of those are.
No, my country's America. I don't give a shit about Russia.
Okay. So you're not a USSR guy.
No, I'm not at all.
I thought you were
I'm an
a
American
defector.
thing. You can call me that. That's fine by me. I'm a happy American citizen now.
But you came from Russia originally.
I came from USSR, exactly. I was 29 when I came over here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my point. Do you want to hear my accent?
What? It could be any Slavic accent. You could be
I can speak this heavy Russian accent.
You could be a Polish fascist, probably.
I could be, but I'm not.
A Ukrainian fascist.
I could be,
they
but
have
I'm
a bunch
not.
of Ukrainian
Yeah, I know.
fascists running around. So what year were you born in the Soviet Union?
1959.
1959, and you
So
left
Khrushchev.
it.
I left it in 1988. I was almost 29 years old.
All right, so you went through their education system.
I went through education system and work and the horrors of living in the USSR. Absolutely. And it doesn't work. Now you want it to work in America, right?
We figure we have our right to try not to make it fail.
See, the difference is, I can understand if it's just, an honest mistake, you try, you fail, no big deal. But when it results in the deaths of tens of millions of innocent people, I'm sorry.
Wait, that's not something you lived through. You got that. Your experience is from 1959 to 1980.
Yeah.
There's none of that going on then. Whatever happened before, is very controversial. And
In what sense controversial?
it's controversial because there are many scholars who say that those figures are completely blown out of.
That's true. There was actually recently I came across even bigger number, not 50, 65 million.
right.
And it's the Soviet sources, Russian sources, not foreign sources.
not
But anyway,
Soviet.
let's say
Not
5
Soviet.
million. 1 million.
What population study people have said, if you add up all the people that were supposed to be killed under communism, that would be the only country in the world where they had almost every fourth of their population was killed.
Let's
That's ridiculous.
Let's say you're right.
Unconstitutional.
Is it okay to kill 100 innocent people?
That's a silly question.
No, it's a serious
It's
question.
like to say-
No, it's
it's
a
like to
serious
say-
question. Here's why. Because
Look, we shouldn't have fought Hitler because we killed innocent Germans, anti-fascist Germans. Look what we did to Dresden. So we should be pacifists.
No,
it's okay. Is it okay to kill Nazis? Oh, but you know, we killed a couple of hundred innocent people when we were killing those Nazis.
Were we killing?
Is it okay to kill them too?
Were we killing Nazis in 1936?
In what?
1936. Were we killing the Nazis? Were Americans killing Nazis or the British killing Nazis in 1936?
Not in 1936.
Wait,
But
wait,
1936 is where the
hold on.
figures are disputed. The figures are
Well,
disputed about
listen,
those figures.
no,
in
I'm talking about
1936.
Nazi Germany. Listen me out. Were we killing the Nazis in 1937? 1938? Were we killing them?
They were already killing people. The Nazis were already killing people.
Were we killing Americans and Nazis?
What
no.
does that matter?
Well, it matters is because we started killing them in 1939, and the reason why is because they unleashed the Second World War. They attacked Poland together with the Russians, by the way. They're just as complicit, but it's a different story.
No,
so we
there's
only
no point arguing this
we-
because there are two different worldviews in conflict here. And our side doesn't accept your side's facts as facts, and your side doesn't accept our side's facts as facts.
what's your side? Communist side?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's my side?
Your side is obviously anti-communist.
Well, I came from USSR. I can be communist. I came from you. You actually lived there. You never lived there. No.
There are lots of people I have met from the USSR
And
who say that was great, who say it was better under that. At least they were talking about the 90s. These were people when Yeltsin was in power, when everything was collapsed and all the.
But they live in
all the
America, right?
They had come to the United States.
they live here.
I don't know if they lived here or not. They came over here. I think since they're the right skin tone, our government didn't throw them out. They probably had green cards, looking for green cards.
So, but getting back to communism, you want to abolish capitalism, replace it with socialism?
By the way, you have a big communist party in the Soviet Union.
Oh, there was only one party. What do you mean
In
big?
Russia,
there was only one big party. There was only one party.
What are you talking about? In
Communist
Russia,
Party.
there are 4 or 5 communist parties.
I talk about the Russia, USSR. I never lived in Russia. I only lived in USSR. I never lived in Russia. I only lived in USSR.
What part of the USSR? did you live
Moscow.
in? That's Russia. What are you talking about?
Well, it's Russia, but there was a country called Russia. It was Russian Federation.
Russia was one of the constituent republics.
Federation. There was Russian Federation,
Right.
but I never lived in a country called Russia.
Yes, there was. It was called the Russian Federated Socialist Republic.
But that's
and
right.
It was,
It's not.
and the ethnicity of the people were Russian.
Well,
Russian was the language.
Yes.
Like there were Georgians and there were.
correct. There were 15 different republics, including the occupied Baltic states, of course. Occupied, mind you, in 1939 by the Soviets. That's how the war started.
Well, they were full of fascists.
Where in the USSR?
And those Baltic states were full of fascists.
So it was okay
and
to.
and they're still full of fascists. It's
full
like,
of fascists.
The Soviet Union get rid of them.
But let's say if you succeed, you think, how would America change? If let's say, I mean, you're here obviously to change the
how would
system,
America
right?
change? Well,
Right.
We would. You would have state control of the economy.
And it's a good
and
thing.
general
Planned
cons-
economy.
And a planned economy.
And it'll
general
work.
Consumption fund. And the money would be used to eliminate poverty, give everybody living wage and conditions where they could. Nobody would be poor. Rent would be
Really?
reasonable.
Really? Thanks to communism?
Yes.
Nobody will be poor? You think so? You think the command economy works and the market economy doesn't? I guess that's your take, right?
communism was supposed to take place, in theory, was supposed to take place in advanced industrial countries. The United States economy is advanced enough to be able to do all the things that communism wants to do. Russia was a backward country. It wasn't. The Mensheviks had a good argument when they said maybe it's premature to take over. Lenin said if the revolution doesn't take place, if the revolution doesn't take place in Germany or France and come to our aid, this little backward revolution in Russia won't be able to last. As you know, Lenin died. Stalin tried to carry on the revolution when it was almost impossible to try to do it. And you try to do it under circumstances that are not historically the right circumstances. Namely, you already have a big advanced industrial country. You can't skip stages and do all these things. That's where all the mess up came from. The first country, Russia should never have, I'm not saying they shouldn't have had a revolution to take over, to get rid of the Tsar, but when the revolution in Germany or France did not take place and they were left on their own, the decision to collectivize and force industrialization wasn't historically correct. And that's what caused all the famines and people revolting, getting shot down, and Stalin being paranoid. Then he had the Germans bothering him. It wasn't a good time to try and build socialism.
So it was kind of...
None of those things exist here in the United States.
And the reason why? And why do you think that's the fact that
Because we have a huge big empire, and because we have industrialized.
Russia was. Why are we industrialized in the first place?
Well, we didn't.
Why are we prosperous?
We never had a peasantry. We didn't have the Middle Ages to go through. We didn't have serfs. We didn't have royalty. We had an entirely unique economic situation over here when we threw the British out. We already had merchant capitalism, but we had slaves. And we used slavery to build up our country and make it rich. And the reason we're rich now is because we sweated it out of the slave.
I'm sorry. Is France doing
and
okay?
Then now we have a lot of problem with minority groups because we didn't solve the economic equality problem with the slaves. So we still have an underclass.
So you think communism will work in America because it's industrialized country? So you gotta take businesses, take over businesses, right? So how can they accomplish this communism? Is it going to be a revolution in America?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. But you think that communism...
If the United States hadn't stepped in, contrary to capitalist theory, and saved all these banks and car companies from going bankrupt because of their bad economic choices, if we hadn't actually put in state socialism for about a year and a half under Obama, giving them money, taking over General Motors, and then giving it back to them, the system could have collapsed, and then you don't know. The next big economic system, it may collapse. No one over here expected the Soviet Union to go poof as quickly as it did under Gorbachev.
It's not quick. It took 75 years. It didn't happen quickly. What are you talking about? Quickly.
It didn't take
it was deteriorating for 75 years.
They came out of World War II very, very strong.
Really?
And our CIA, our specialists, everybody in this country that studied the Soviet Union were shocked at how fast the Soviet Union collapsed. From the middle of the 1980s.
I wasn't shocked. I lived over there.
You're brilliant. You're more brilliant than
it's not about being brilliant. It's just
I know,
the fact
you came from Moscow.
I came from Moscow, yeah, better than others. But you're right in the sense that, North Korea is still enduring, so is Cuba.
The United States could have an economic collapse just as quick. It could be another big economic crisis, the economy fails, and within a year or two, you have the unions taking over, people getting radicalized, and you have a revolution.
In America.
Or maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll just blow each other up with nuclear weapons and won't have to worry about it.
So which side are you going to take? The one that is going to blow everything up, or?
Well, you work in a party, you take the party line. You should know that.
Yeah, I know. I had to, but God bless America. Here, I don't have to.
As I love this life of mine, I take the party line.
So I take it you're a Democrat, right?
I'm a member of the Communist Party.
Oh, so you vote what, communist every time you go to the voting booth?
We do not. The party is too small to realistically take part in elections. We ran in elections up to the 70s.
Uh-huh.
We had Communist Party was on the ballot, but now we work in coalitions, popular fronts.
Popular fronts.
And we support the most left wing of the politicians that we can against the right wings, and we use opportunity to spread our propaganda and ideas and get new members out.
That's it. What's wrong with the Republicans, you think?
You have to make that decision for yourself.
Oh, so that's the whole.
How are you?
Let's give it up again for 32 DJ that represents 163.
All right, nice talking to you.
Take
See
the
ya.
road to socialism.
No, it's okay. I lived it. You know, road to socialism.
It's got some potholes in it.
It's a dead end.
Got potholes in it too.
What's that?
It's got some potholes in it.
Potholes?
Potholes.
Yeah, I know. See ya. What's going on in Syria? I mean, it's such a complex mess over there. Maybe someone can.
In some ways, it's complex, but certain fundamentals of the situation are not that complex.
So, but what's going on? Maybe you can make it simple for me.